Well, hello there, math students. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. It is Monday and we are ready to do some math. We are going to begin by singing our naming operation song. And I have a little surprise for you. My voice changed a little bit, so you will see you will hear how I sing our song today. Are you ready? Here we go.
An addend is added to an addend. A subtrahend subtracted from a minuend. A factor's multiplied by a factor, and a dividend's divided by a divisor. The answer to addition is a sum. The answer to subtraction is the difference. The answer to multiplication is the product, and the answer to division is the quotient.
How did you like my voice? Wasn't that pretty? That was beautiful, wasn't it? Well, the reason why we're singing that song is because we are going to be comparing multiplication and addition. Could you tell me what you get when you add? When you add something, what is the answer? It is the sum. And today we're going to learn how we get the answer for multiplication and what we call that. So, how do we find the answer to multiplication? Well, let's practice. I know you've been doing a lot of practice because last week you spent quite a bit of time doing some multiplication problems. So on your abacus, if I could have you reach your abacus, we're going to work on it just for a little bit. If I were to say, what is 1 multiplied by 5? So we're going to take 1 and we're going to multiply it 5 times. So we're going to take 1 5 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So when we multiply 1 5 times, our answer is, what do you see here? It is 5. The answer is called the product, just like in our song. When you multiply, your answer is the product. When you add, your answer is called the sum. When you multiply, your answer is, that's right, the product. Okay, let's do another one. Let's practice. What is 1 multiplied by 7? What is your product when you multiply 1 by 7? Is that how it looks like? Yes. When you multiply 1 7 times, what is your product? 7. In other words, 1 multiplied by 7, you take 1 how many times? 7. So you will have 7 rows of 1. And if you could imagine that into an array, there is the 1 column, and how many rows? 7 rows. All right, let's do a couple of more, okay, so that we can practice figuring out what our product is. What if you multiply, you do 5 multiplied by 2. 5 multiplied by 2. There's 1 5. Here's 2 5s. So what is the product when you multiply 5 multiplied by 2? Your answer is a product of 10. Very good. Your array is, you have 5 beads, and 2 rows. We've been working with arrays, and that's a really great way for us to imagine multiplication because we arrange them in rows and columns. All right, what if we take 5 multiplied by 1? 5 multiplied by 1. So that means we're going to have 5, and we're going to multiply it by 1. So it means we just have a row of 5. So what is 5 multiplied by 1? Our product is 5. Very good. All right, now we're going to go over and review what some symbols mean. What is this symbol? What does that symbol mean? Multiplication. Very good. So we just did 5 multiplied by 1 gave us a product of 5. How about this one right here? What sign is that? Addition. Very good. This is our addition sign. So if I do 5 plus 1 equals 6. So here we have our product, and here we have our sum. When we have a product, that means that we multiplied. When we have a sum, that means we have added, and we used our addition sign. All right, now we're going to compare multiplication with addition. I'm going to erase these over here, and I am going to write 5 multiplied by 2, and I'm going to compare it to 5 plus 2. So we're going to compare them. We would like to know if 5 multiplied by 2 is more, is greater than, or less than, or equal to 5 plus 2. And to do that, to know which one is more or less, we need to figure out the product and figure out the sum. So what is the product of 5 multiplied by 2? Let's grab our abacus. 5 multiplied by how many times? 2. So we take 5 2 times. And what do we get? We get 10. Okay, so keep that in your mind. 5 multiplied by 2 is 10. Now let's work on our addition. Let's figure out our sum of 5 plus 2. So we're going to take 5 and we're going to add how many? 2. 5 add 2 gives you a sum of 7. Now we can compare 5 multiplied by 2 with 5 plus 2. Which one was greater? Is that what you got? Yes, 5 multiplied by 2 is more than 5 plus 2. Now, why? When we multiplied, why did we get a larger number than when we added? Well, when we multiply, we are repeating our addition. So when we said 5 multiplied by 2, we're adding 5 2 times. When we are doing our addition, we had 5, and we're only adding how many more? We're only adding 2 more, but we are not repeating our addition. So multiplication in these equations gave us a larger product compared to the sum of these two. Okay, let's work on one more, and then we're going to work in our worksheet, our workbook. We are going to compare 6 multiplied by 1. Compare that to 6 plus 1. Well, remember, we need to first find the product, we need to find the sum, and then we can compare. So 6 multiplied by 1, we have 6. Oops, moved the wrong way. We have 6 multiplied by 1, which means we only have one row of 6. So our product is 6. Now let's look at our sum. We have 6, and then we're going to add 1. Oops, that's 6. Then we're going to add 1. What is our sum? Our sum is 7. So 6 multiplied by 1 is, you tell me, I'm going to write it. 6 multiplied by 1 is less than 6 plus 1. Why? Because the product here was 6 and the sum here was 7. So our addition was greater. Okay, now I would like for you to get your workbook and turn to page 14. Turn to page 14. Okay, I photocopied mine. You should have worked on this last week. Now we're going to work on this bottom section of page 14. And all we're going to be doing is comparing our products with our sums. Are you ready? All right, here we go. We have 2 multiplied by 1, and we're going to compare that with 2 plus 1. You can do this in your abacus if you'd like, if it helps you see how multiplication works. If you don't want to use your abacus, it's okay. You can do it all in your head as well, and that is fine. So we have 2 multiplied by 1, which means that we only have 2 one time. We only have a row of 2. So our product is 2. Now it says on the other side 2 plus 1. So we grab 2 and we're adding 1. And our sum is 3. Very good. Now we have to compare. You write your answer. I'm going to write it too, and then we'll compare. 2 multiplied by 1 is less than 2 plus 1. Okay, let's do the next one. I'm only going to do a few with you so that you can do the rest on your own and practice multiplying and adding and then comparing both of them. So the next one is 2 multiplied by 2 compared to 2 plus 2. So let's see how that one looks like. All right, so 2 multiplied by 2, I'm going to take 2, and it says to multiply it by 2. So I'm going to take another row of 2. So I took 2 times. I'm adding repeatedly 2 times. So 2 plus 2 is, how much? What is our product? It is 4. Very good. So 2 multiplied by 2 is a product of 4. And the next one said 2 plus 2. So we're going to take 2 on our first row, and then we're going to add another 2. And our answer is 4. Now let's compare our multiplication with our addition. And they are equal. They are equal. So this one here, you took 2 times, it gave you 4. And here, when you added 2 times, it gave you the same answer of 4. All right, let's do the next one. 1 multiplied by 4. Okay, we're going to take 1 and we're going to multiply it 4 times. So we're going to add 1 how many times? 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Here we go. So 1 multiplied by 4 is a product of 4. We get a product of 4. And then the addition says 1 plus 4. So we have 1, and then we're going to add 4. What is our sum? 5. Now we can put in our answer. 1 multiplied by 4, is it greater than? Is it less than or equal to 1 plus 4? 1 multiplied by 4 is less than 1 plus 4. All right, boys and girls, that is it for the lesson. You are just comparing your multiplication with your addition. You are comparing the product with the sum. Now, to review, what does product mean? Product means the answer of multiplication. Very good. And what does sum mean? The answer to addition. Very good. All right, boys and girls, go ahead and finish the rest of those comparisons and make sure you first figure out what the product is and then what the sum is, and then you can compare them. All right, have fun while you do that.